point, not knowing what's happening or if they're going to get moving again. Now you can see where the cars are backed up beyond the toll plaza at this point.
Okay, now we want to go talk about, Amma mentioned another protest in Oakland. It began at 14th Street and Broadway and is currently at the Bay Street Mall in Emeryville. ABC 7 News reporter Alyssa Harrington is there live where protesters are still rallying. Alyssa, what's the scene there? We can see what's happening from Sky 7 HD on the Bay Bridge. What are you experiencing?
Well, Dan, Amma, that march did start in Oakland and it was supposed to end here in Emeryville, but as you mentioned, many demonstrators have continued onto the Bay Bridge. Now, the reason they wanted to march here to Emeryville is this shopping mall behind me is built on a Native American burial ground. They wanted to raise awareness about that. And also, just 1 year ago, police shot and killed a suspected shoplifter. So they wanted to raise awareness. This is MLK Day, and they say that today they honor his legacy, but they don't just want to talk about everything that you learned in school, his I Have a Dream speech. They want to talk about some of these other things that he did to really make a change. Some of these things that maybe weren't so popular at the time, that caused a lot of controversy, but that now we look back and we see just how much he really did for the country. So starting in Oakland earlier, about 1,000 people, it was a very large group, gathered at Frank Ogawa Plaza. Some people gave speeches. They were with the Third Liberation Party, I believe was their name. And they did urge the crowd not to resort to violence today. They wanted to keep everything peaceful. And so the group that is on the Bay Bridge right now, we're not sure which group exactly they're with, because today there were several different groups that came together. Black Lives Matter, different labor groups, people from certain unions. There were a lot of people that gathered. They wanted to honor MLK's legacy, and they also wanted to raise awareness to some of the issues that we are having here in the Bay Area, such as gentrification. They say that a lot of black families are being forced out of their homes. They also wanted to raise awareness about police violence and some of the shootings that have happened here over the years. So that's what was happening in Oakland. Then the group gathered and started marching here to Emeryville. That happened much earlier. I want to say we got there at around 11 o'clock. So this has been happening throughout the day. There were some road closures, and police did trail the group to make sure that everything stayed peaceful, which it did. Then they got here to Emeryville. They were supposed to end the protest at the mall behind me, but as we now know, quite a few have continued onto the Bay Bridge. It is causing a bit of a traffic nightmare for people up there, but from what we know, there's not any big issues right now, no huge conflicts. And again, the group did urge people to stay peaceful. Dan, Amma?
Yeah, and Alyssa, you know, we're taking a look at the scene now. It appears that some of the protesters are going back to their cars.
That could be. They're walking backward. And I also saw, Amma, as we pan back toward the Oakland area, a lot of people who look like motorists had gotten out of their cars and were standing around and maybe looking over the edge of the Bay Bridge, something you don't get to do very often when traffic is moving, so maybe they're taking an opportunity to see the view. But as Alyssa points out, these protests, while inconvenient, have thus far been peaceful, which of course anything else would be in direct conflict with the teachings of Dr. Martin Luther King, and really on this day to honor him, kind of an insult to his memory. So I think the protesters are keeping that very much in mind.
Yeah, and you can see where some of those people have gotten out of their vehicles because they're not moving at all, not knowing what to do. Some may not even know what's going on up ahead, but it did appear that the protesters were moving away from that front line where those initial cars had stopped and were linked together, and people were not letting the rest of the drivers through on the Bay Bridge.
You know, there is someone sitting in traffic right there with maybe an eighth of a tank of gas, getting awfully nervous. It's a good reminder. I always, driving around the Bay Area, try to keep enough gas in the tank for anything that might develop, because you never know when you're stuck in traffic. But I'm sure there are a few people sweating it out there with little gas in their tank.
Yeah, and you can see the motorcycles from the officers, and you can see some of the officers now gathered here in front. And there are fewer people than were here just a few moments ago gathered in front, but you can see they seem to be linked together in their arms. I can't exactly read what that says. No something on that armband that they are wearing together, but they have their arms up, and it looks like he's prepared to cut the chains, cut the links between those cars right there. You can see that worker.
Yeah, and apparently there's some tweets from protesters saying that the police are now telling anyone who is not involved in the protest to get back in their cars.
Yeah.
And of course,
makes sense.
You know, there'll be looky-loos and people want to see what's going on and check things out, but police are asking them, apparently, get back in your car, we'll take care of it. And you do see it's definitely a chain linking those cars together. And of course, this Black Health Matters was the signage that came up with this protest. But after all of the Black Lives Matters protests over this past summer because of shootings involving police and African Americans all around the country, and certainly here, police are very mindful of the need to not escalate things. They have been under a great deal of pressure and criticism around the country and around the Bay Area. So, police are doing their very best to keep things calm and as orderly as possible and get traffic moving again without turning this into something that it's not intended to be.
Right. And, as we said, it has been relatively peaceful. There was one woman who appeared to be shouting and, waving her arms and very animated. But for the most part, there doesn't seem to be a big confrontation. Police arrived. They pulled up those signs off the roadway that said Black Health Matters. They were large signs, and now they appear to be getting ready to cut the chains between the vehicles so they can get these cars off the road.
Yeah, there we go.
He's working on it now.
You notice the other protesters, many of them have their hands in the air, both hands in the air.
I think it says no justice. That's
yeah,
what
I think you're right.
Says.
Yeah, that's right. No justice. Well, it's a little easier than harder than it looks to cut these chains evidently. Look at this guy struggling with the bolt cutters, but.
Yeah, and you can see the driver of that vehicle just sitting inside with the chains linking them all together, keeping people from going about their day on this MLK Day.
I think we've gone to the second pair of bolt cutters to try those.
I think so.